Hi, I'm Spragels, and this is nuts. No, wait, this is nuts. Hold on, is that my intro? Welcome to the Guac Bowl. What am I doing? Today I wanted to talk to you about a somewhat controversial topic inside the Pokemon Unite community, and that is win rate. Put simply, win rate is the rate at which you win. Sometimes I can't believe that I didn't even go to college to learn this. It's all self-taught, which is pretty impressive.
Pocahontas never went to college.
Some players have a very high win rate and some players have a very low win rate. About half of this very good player's win rate. This is not my win rate, by the way. My win rate's a lot more like that. I play a variety of Pokemon, so I don't play a lot of the hard carry Pokemon all the time. On some of my better Pokemon like Greedent or Sylveon, it's in the 60% or so. Talonflame's up there at about 60%, but a lot of my Pokemon like supports hang out in the mid 50s or so. In this video, I want to talk to you about what win rate is, why it matters, why it doesn't, and what you can do about it. So come along with me, friends. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw, as we talk about win rate. There's a lot of conversation in the Pokemon Unite community around win rate, and for me to participate in this conversation, I need to get smarter. It didn't work, but I'm blocking blue light. First, I want to say this about win rate. Win rate is a statistic that matters and a statistic that kind of doesn't matter. I'll start by saying this. Many players are coming to this as their first experience with a MOBA. They are fans of Pokemon and they have not played a video game like this. A MOBA, or multiplayer online battle arena, also known as a team battler in Pokemon Unite. If this is your first time playing a MOBA, I would imagine your win rate is going to be pretty low until you start to learn what is happening inside of the game. However, Pokemon Unite has a very interesting conundrum where it feels like a lot of the players are not actually getting much better at the game. And by a lot of the players, I mean the players that we see with consistently low win rates, and when you're in matches with them, you will notice that they have consistently low percentage of win choices. Boy, that sentence didn't work out well. What I'm saying is, inside of a game, they are making choices that you know will often cost them matches. And clearly, from their record, they continue to make a lot of these choices. Nothing inside the game is teaching them not to do this. Something interesting about this entire conversation is that if you are watching this video, yes, you, whoever I am talking to, even if your win rate is low, you are doing better than these other players. Why? Well, because you are out searching for content that will help you become better at the game, or you are at least immersing yourself in content that is giving you a better perspective or a different perspective on what's happening inside your Pokemon Unite matches. What I've noticed is players with extremely low win rates also happen to have very confusing held item choices. This is interesting because it means, at least to me, that they are not looking anywhere else for information about this game. They're just kind of going for thousands of matches sometimes without even considering that maybe Wise Glasses on Zeraora doesn't make that much sense. This is a little bit of the fault of the player and a little bit of fault of the systems that are inside the game. There should probably be some better ways to teach people how to play this game, and also you have to have a little bit of a curious mind if you want to get better at video games, right? You need to go out and search for ways to actually become better. So what does your win rate mean? Well, it means a little and it means a lot. Data is very important. You could say that you're extremely good with Talonflame, but if it looks like your Talonflame is only winning you about 40% of the games you play, at some point I think you have to recognize that maybe you're making some mistakes with that Pokemon. Now, interestingly enough, I don't think win rate is evenly distributed to every type of player and every type of Pokemon they choose. If you're playing in a coordinated group and your coordinated group's win rate is low, you really have nothing to blame but your strategies. However, if you play more solo and duo play, and you often play Pokemon like defenders and supporters, it is harder to have a high win rate with those characters than it is if you become very good at Greninja. The reason for this being, while I love playing Pokemon like Trevenant and Blissey, those Pokemon have a hard time carrying the match by themselves, while Pokemon like Cinderace, Greninja, Lucario have a much easier time controlling what's happening in the match, getting lots of KOs, and hopefully helping your team team win. Basically, there are certain Pokemon that carry the game hard, and those Pokemon naturally you would assume have a higher win rate. I will say, however, if your win rate with a hard carry Pokemon is very, very low, I think you are playing the game in a very suboptimal way. Suboptimal is a nice way of saying you're not doing good.
Superman does good. You doing well. You need to study your grammar, son.
I don't think you need to beat yourself up over this. I just think you need to recognize it and figure out what you can do to get better. You also have to understand that this is a video game. I know some people don't like this mentality, but you are meant to be playing this and having fun. So I want you to play Pokemon you like. I want you to have fun, but you also should probably start to get a little better at this game. You would hope if you start your first season at a 40% win rate and your second season you get up to a 45, by the third season maybe you're getting close to that 50% win rate mark. If you are one of these players with a low win If you are a player with a low win rate, I don't think you should be embarrassed about it, but I do think you should do everything in your power to get better at this game, especially if you're playing thousands of matches of it. Start noticing what you're doing in matches that doesn't seem to be bringing a lot of value to your team. Start showing up with your team in team fights, make your way to Zapdos with a Unite move, do some basic things that can give you an advantage in your matches. I play a majority of this game solo, so I understand we're going to run into a lot of players who are griefing, a lot of players who have no idea what's going on, but if you're a player who genuinely wants to do good at Pokemon Unite, I think I should say do well, but right now I'm saying do good. If you want to do good and get good, as my dad often texts me, you should continue to be curious about this game. Look into builds that top players are using, watch people who are very good at the game, and try to emulate some of their best practices. Set your ego aside a little bit and stop using that Rocky helmet just because you spent a ton of item enhancers on it. It's just not good. At the same time, if you find out that you play hundreds and hundreds of matches with a character and you have a pretty low win rate, I think it's time to reevaluate how you are playing that character or if that role is best for you. When learning to get good at this game, it wouldn't be a bad idea to play Pokemon like defenders and supporters and really learn how to defend and support the great players on your team who are carrying. If you can do that very well, you might understand more about how to carry in the future. Take some time to figure out if you're actually doing your job. If you are a defender, are you defending your squishier Pokemon so they can do what they need to do? Are you supporting your team as a supporter? Or are you running into the enemy central area with Eldegoss because you just want to hang out over there? Also, take some time in practice mode with your characters. You might not actually even understand how their abilities fully work until you use them a ton of times without any pressure in the match. Head on over to a website like UniteDB, learn how the characters' moves actually work, not just how the game says they work. There's a ton of great information out there. If you stay curious, if you keep learning to improve, your win rate will go up. And I don't think a lot of players actually care about what your win rate is unless throughout the game you are making decisions that make it very clear why your win rate is so low. Win rate is important, but it's not everything. What matters a lot more, at least in my opinion, is that you continue to improve at this game. If you continue to improve, if you continue to make decisions that I would consider to be higher percentage choices, like showing up to Zapdos with a buddy barrier and Unite move, rather than running off to score in one of the bottom goals while your team loses a big fight, I think you will continue to improve your win rate. As I said before, simply watching this video means you have a curious enough mind to figure out how you can get better at Pokemon Unite. I encourage you to think about that when you have your losses. What could you have done better, even when you win? Because there are a lot of times that some of these very low win rate players win, and it didn't really have a lot to do with them. Even when you win, what could you have done better inside this match? As they say, the definition of insanity is farming a core fish while everyone is fighting at Zapdos. No, wait, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Don't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Thanks for watching, trainers. I'm Spragels. This is nuts. No, hold on. I hope you enjoyed this little mini discussion on win rate. If you want to find a place where players are getting better at the game, head into my Discord. There's a link in the description of this video. There will also be a link for the website I talked about earlier, UniteDB. And if you like what I'm doing here, I sure would appreciate it if you clicked that member button and became a member. There's a link to that in my description as well. Thank you all. I love you, and I will see you next time. Felt like it wouldn't be right not to show the end of this match here, so I'll just watch it with you and we'll see what I did here. Kind of waiting for our team to engage here. I used my covet. I think I'm going after Ninetales right now. Yeah. I want to be able to get this Ninetales down pretty quick. I feel like I can with a good belch there. Got that. Heading back in right here just so I can do some basic attacks on the enemy. Charizard took the skies. That's 4 of them down right now. When I see 4 down, I think it's time for us to go ahead and take this objective here. Machamp's coming in, and Machamp's coming in early enough for us to go ahead and KO that Machamp. And then we were able to secure Zapdos. I put this matchup not because it was a particularly amazing match on my part, but just because more than anything, I thought it was kind of interesting that Dreadnought stayed around for so long. There were so many refights down there. So, long story short, we end up winning this match. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Bye!